Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's recap episode, we will be discussing the Teen Wolf movie, which is a spin-off of the series that first premiered in 2011. First off, let me just say that the one thing this movie managed to get right is convincing us that sometimes, making a spin-off is a really bad idea. The movie opens up in Japan, where a mysterious figure walks into a restaurant in search of a mysterious jar. We later find out that the jar is the very same Triskelion from Season 3, which is housing the movie's big bad, aka the Nargatsune, which is also the big bad from Season 3. The mysterious guide is get his hands on the Triskelion, and soon after, freed the Nargatsune. We would have thought it was obvious by now that the smartest place to hide a dangerous object is to not have it lying around in the open. But since Liam and Hikari have decided that that is the best way to protect it, we can as well just tell them a job well done while they're at it.
There are no two words in the English language more harmful than good job.
In the next sequence, Liam delivered an Oscar-worthy performance that we just have to commend. Jumping straight at a loaded gun is an act that just put the super into the wild.
Say hello to my little friend!
Having witnessed the man take out an entire room full of gunslingers, and still going ahead to get shot in a manner that could easily be avoided, just proved beyond reasonable doubt that this young beater is not the smartest member of Scott's pack.
We call him the Alpha.
Okay. The focus shifted to the true Alpha, who was just in time to rescue a little girl and her dog from a collapsing building. We do not know for how long since this little girl has been trapped, but we do know that everyone was sitting on their hands waiting for the Alpha, while they could have kept trying to save her, establishing to us that they have little to no concern for the girl's safety. Thank goodness these types of buildings know when to collapse. Otherwise, we might have had the unnecessary death of an innocent girl on our hands in our wait for the Alpha. We moved on from there to Scott's animal shelter, where Argent shows up from the shadows and manages to get the jump on Scott. Anyways, Argent is here with some news. He has been seeing Allison for quite some time now and recently has been hearing her voice more vividly in his head, a sentiment that is echoed by Scott. And Allison has got the word Bardo for both of them. They decipher this word and deduce that Allison was stuck in a state between life and death. This is just truly sad because Allison has been dead for over 15 long years. It makes us wonder what happened to her all those years while she was in that state. What is even sadder was that a washed out Lydia is printing out Allison's name on her presentation, while scribbling Bardo in her free time. Thank you very much. But what have you been doing for the past years that you did not notice? It is deeply upsetting that Lydia couldn't figure out that her best friend was stuck between life and death during her prime Banshee years. Next, we are introduced to Derek's delinquent who enjoys stealing Styles' Jeep.
He took the Jeep again, didn't he?
Why the hell does he keep taking the Jeep?
Because he knows I hate it.
Then we ended up with a scene that is beyond explanation. We can only positively say that everyone got to the right place at the right time, and there were claws and a busted tire. Something, I'm sure, would hurt Styles' feelings.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
And there's Jackson. The writers were kind enough to make Scott ask the question we've all been thinking about.
Why is Jackson here?
I'm pretty sure my guess is as good as yours.
What are you doing?
Oh look, Jackson is playing a game of figuring out Lydia's drawing. I have always thought that that was what Styles do for most of the series. So I guess apologies are in order, for thinking that those kinds of stuff were a job meant for Styles and believing that Jackson is a fraud for doing them. Malia also answered the Thanksgiving call and graced us with her presence. There was nothing memorable there. Just some awkward moments and another bad romance. No offense, Parrish. Anyways, the gang manages to bring Allison back, which was quite easy, I should say. Just shove a sword right in the middle of the Nemeton and wait for a white light. Voila, Allison in flesh and blood. Allison, now alive but unconscious, was taken to the hospital, where Scott's mom was a mirror of all our confusion divided by a fraction.
Why, Scott, does she look exactly like Allison?
You really want to know?
Allison didn't stay asleep for long though, as she soon awakened in minutes, perfectly healthy, and she went berserk on everyone. All she remembered was Derek being an alpha that she has a score to settle with, and her hunter self was out for blood.
You mean?
Where's Derek Hale?
This is soon revealed to be the Nargatsune doing, as we saw it messing with her head soon enough. So, Allison, after arming up, caught up to Derek and his son at Beacon High, where a fight ensued, which ended when she fatally shot Derek with her arrow. Then she was forced to flee by the arrival of the rest of the pack. She then decides to give chase to Derek's son instead. We would think that the safety of Derek's son would be a priority to Scott, but when Liam asked what they should do, we realized that we have missed the mark by a quarter mile.
Leah, get Stilinski, find Lydia, tell them we need their help. Tell them we need everyone. And Leah, let's get him out of here.
Sending the two supernaturals after those that could handle themselves, and leaving the young beater to fend off a vengeful hunter all alone is the way to go, Scott. There is no better way to punish the young boy for being such a delinquent who loves stealing your best friend's Jeep. In the next sequence, we are graced with a circus performance from a clown in uniform and some men in black Halloween costumes. Don't get me wrong, but those can't be the deadly Oni, and I can bet you all my silver that the real sheriff knows what works on and which is not whatever he was doing. But the performance isn't complete yet, so for the final act, we call upon the man on fire. Thank you very much, Parrish, for your presence is just lit. When we next see Allison, we are treated to a nice shot of her, with rain everywhere, a blazing fire from an explosion in the background, and a nice theme music. All she needed to do is keep a straight face and maintain a controlled pace, and she was able to catch up to the two wolves like it was a stroll in the park for her. Back at the McCall's residence, the Oni are back once more, and once again, our characters forgot to have their silver handy. Because having silver will sure ruin the party, and we are not going to get into our fist fight. So ideally, everyone took a trip to Stabby Town, each one biting the black misty dust, except Malia, who manages to step into the light just in time. So, Scott, taking the concept of leading by example more literally than expected, decided to join the stabbing party by getting one in the gut himself. And oh my, it sure seems deep.
Seriously, what the fuck are you doing?
Up next, we see Lydia playing detective, suggesting that dating styles does have its perks apart from the constant humor.
Go, get all the silver you can, and if you find the Oni, don't fight them, kill them.
Thanks very much. I thought we are still playing the game of getting stabbed by the Oni. We now see a wounded and weakened Scott trying to get through to Allison, which he did, using an old picture they took together. The only catch was that he had to be dying and pathetic for that to happen. We also realized that Allison Memories was very picky on what she needs to remember, which we saw when she had to ask Scott what to do to cure the wolfsbane poison.
What do I have to do?
Wolfsbane only responds to fire. You've got to burn it out.
Anyways, after burning off the wolfsbane, Scott is fine now and he quickly gets to running around in his bloodied shirt that no one is going to notice. I can assure you, the mysterious man from the opening sequence is finally revealed. We do not need to panic there, as it is just the chemistry teacher who is dealing with an abandonment issue, and he would rather skip therapy to play with guns and our supernatural characters instead. Anyways, for the climax, Allison and Scott are transported to the Nargitsun realm where they face off with the Oni. At this point, she remembered that she has killed one of them before, but her selective memory had left out the details of how she did it. More worrying was that Scott believed he could bring his claws to a sword fight and kill some few Oni.
I've killed Oni before.
Then let's kill a few more.
So Lydia, who has been out of practice for a while now, saw her best friend who has just gotten back from the dead after 15 years, fighting a losing battle, and it gave her vocal cords a jump start. Oh, we are going to need an earplug for the cannonball that comes next. Thanks to Lydia's cannonball, Allison has gotten her memories back just in time for the recreation of an old moment from Season 3. The moments that followed should have been tear-jerking, but Scott is alive, thanks to Hikari and her fox spirit being a party pooper. Since arrows were flying around, the Nargitsun got one to the head and he is being such a baby about it. At last, the cavalry arrived with silver and Halloween was over, leaving us with the big baby who transformed into a big bad wolf. Thanks to Scott's alpha bite from Season 3, the macho werewolves went after him and managed to subdue him. But before we could get rid of him, we got a punchline from Derek that was just pure fire.
Parrish! Light this fucker up.
We will miss you, Derek, but I doubt if anyone could have said that line any better. At Derek's funeral, we already knew the eulogy will be botched when Scott was giving his speech like he was forced to do so. But there was no way we could complain since the Sharif managed to salvage the situation, putting our minds at ease. Almost forgot about the chemistry teacher again.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
We saw him being dragged off to Icon House to receive his much-needed therapy by this man, whose highlight was the best line in the movie. With that, we wrap up the recap of Teen Wolf, the movie. The What If episode would be coming up next, where I will be sharing my version of how I would have written it, so you should stay tuned and watch out for that one. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. If you like the video, hit the like button and comment your thoughts down below. Thank you very much.